This is the first time a North Korean Special Forces officer has revealed wartime infiltration plans to Western media. Lieutenant Park Mi-seon didn't just escape, she smuggled out classified documents containing South Korean power plant coordinates, bridge locations, and demolition targets that North Korea planned to strike. Shot at while crossing the Tumen River, hunted by security agents across China, she protected that USB drive with her life. Today, you'll hear the intelligence briefing that shocked South Korea's National Intelligence Service. For more exclusive testimonies, subscribe and become part of our investigative community. I put on my first military uniform at 21, spring of 2018. The day I entered Kim Il-sung Military University in Pyongyang, my father placed his hand on my shoulder. Mi-seon, our family has served for generations. Protecting the homeland, that's our destiny. He was a colonel who'd spent his entire career on the front lines. My mother taught school, but she wore her identity as a military wife, like a badge of honor. Military university was brutal. In North Korea, women don't easily become officers, getting assigned to special forces, even rarer. But I excelled at physical training. My marksmanship scores topped the charts. The instructors noticed. Comrade Park Mi-seon is stronger than most men, they'd say during drills. Winter of 2020 brought my graduation assignment. I became a second lieutenant in the Special Reconnaissance Battalion, stationed in Musan County, North Hamgyong Province. The unit fell under the 11th Corps. Our wartime mission? Infiltrate South Korea. Destroy key infrastructure, bridges, power plants, communication. Facilities I trained for demolition operations daily. Arriving at the Musan base, I believed I'd serve there for life. The compound sat atop a mountain overlooking the Tumen River. Winter temperatures dropped to -20 Fahrenheit. But I saw that cold as a trial, proof of my dedication. About 10 other female soldiers arrived with my cohort. Kim Young-hee, Lee Soon-ok, Choi Mi-kyung, I can still picture their faces. Training pushed us to the breaking point. Even in deep winter, we rose at 5 a.m. to run the mountains. Full combat gear plus a 44-pound pack. 6 miles at a dead sprint. Then combat drills, shooting practice, explosives. Training no rest until nightfall. The exhaustion felt secondary to pride. We were defending the nation's first line. That sense of duty carried us through. Evenings meant gathering in the women's barracks. We'd swap stories about home, about family. Young-hee came from Hamhung. When she described her mother's cold noodles, we'd practically drool. Soon-ok's father fished in Chongjin. She missed the smell of grilled pollock. I craved my mother's soybean paste stew from our Pyongyang apartment. The base food held up reasonably well back then. Breakfast brought corn rice and kimchi. Lunch meant actual rice with bean sprout soup. Not South Korean abundance, but 3 meals a day felt like enough. Dinner sometimes included meat pork and kimchi stew. Those portions tasted like luxury. I never questioned the system. My father's words rang true. We were heroes defending the homeland. South Korea was an American colony. Someday we'd liberate them. When war came, I'd be first across the line to destroy enemy facilities. I'd contribute to reunification. That conviction felt unshakable. But that peace didn't last. Fall of 2021 changed everything. One man's arrival turned our world upside down. October 2021 brought Captain Han Chul-soo to our unit. The new operations officer was 42, tall, loud. At his first battalion meeting, he said something that made my skin crawl. I have a special fondness for female soldiers. Follow my lead and good things will happen. His tone carried an unmistakable threat. A week into his assignment, Captain Han showed his true nature. He summoned Young-hee to his private quarters during her night watch shift. She returned the next morning in tears. "Unni, Captain Han." She couldn't finish. Rage burned through us, but we were powerless. Captain Han had connections to party officials. His backing ran deep. My turn came soon enough. One evening, I was organizing maps in the operations room. Captain Han walked in. "Lieutenant Park, you work so hard. Come rest a moment." His hand landed on my shoulder. I jerked backward. "Captain, this isn't appropriate." His face hardened. What? I'm showing you favor and you can't even be grateful? My hell began that night. Captain Han targeted me with systematic cruelty. The most dangerous training exercises became mine. Night marches in -4 Fahrenheit weather carrying the heaviest equipment. Other officers stood watch every other day. I pulled guard duty every single night. The supply situation grew worse. Starting in 2022, food and materials stopped flowing to the base. Later, I learned why Captain Han was diverting everything. Rice, corn, even uniforms. He sold it all at the market. That winter, we dropped to 2 meals a day. Morning brought watery corn porridge. Dinner was thin soup with a bit of corn rice. Hunger kept us awake at night. Female soldiers suffered most. Without proper supplies, my friends washed and reused rags during their periods. I begged my mother to send sanitary pads from Pyongyang. Even she couldn't find them. Summer of 2022 brought a horrifying incident. Captain Han summoned Soon-ok again. She was the gentlest, quietest of us. That night, Soon-ok never left his quarters. Morning found her in the medical station. Bruises covered her body. She'd lost consciousness. I filed a complaint with the political department. Captain Han Chul-soo sexually assaulted a female soldier. The political officer turned on me instead. Lieutenant Park, are you slandering a superior? Where's your evidence? Captain Han is recognized by the party. How dare you? The words died in my throat. Even Soon-ok could only mumble, I made a mistake. She feared his retaliation. That night marked a turning point. Questions I'd never dared ask surfaced. Is this really the homeland worth dying for? Can they crush us like this? Just for being women, for being low rank? My grandfather fought in the Korean War, defending this country. My father served his whole life. But is this what they were protecting? I wrote my mother, but I couldn't mention any hardships. Every letter faced censorship. Mother, I'm doing well, serving the homeland faithfully. Stay healthy. Complete lies. Nothing was well. My faith in this homeland was crumbling. Captain Han's harassment intensified. My resistance only made him more obsessive. Park Mission, you think you can ignore me? Just wait. I'll show you what happens. Malice gleamed in his eyes. Fear became my nightly companion. Winter of 2022 became hell on earth. Food rations stopped completely. 1 meal a day, a single bowl of corn gruel. Starvation consumed us. Soldiers collapsed during training. Female soldiers fared worse. Malnutrition stopped menstruation for many. Young Hee wasted away before our eyes. Her once full cheeks hollowed out. Only her eyes seemed large now. Honey, I keep getting dizzy. She leaned against me, barely standing. I shared portions of my rations. It wasn't enough. Captain Han mocked our suffering. The smell of grilled meat wafted from his quarters. He used embezzled money to buy food at the market. One evening, a starving soldier begged at his door. Captain, please share something with us. Captain Han kicked him. You dare covet my food? Get lost. Watching that scene, fury consumed me. This man isn't human. He's an animal. But I was powerless. Captain Han assigned me even more dangerous tasks. Lieutenant Park, demolition is your specialty, right? Today, we're training with live explosives. You go first. Live explosives training could kill you with one mistake. Late December brought the coldest day of the year. -22 Fahrenheit for our night march. Young Hee participated despite her weakened state. Honey, I can't make it. My legs won't move. She collapsed in the snow. I hoisted her onto my back. 44 pounds of gear plus Young Hee. My shoulders felt like they'd shatter. But giving up wasn't an option. Young Hee needed to survive. We reached the base with Young Hee unconscious. We rushed her to the medical station. No medicine waited there. No IV fluids. Not even fever reducers. Doctor, please save Young Hee, I begged. He shook his head. There's nothing. Captain Han sold the medical supplies. I can't do anything. 3 days later, Young Hee died. 24 years old. That cheerful friend from Hamhung starved to death. The official cause read acute pneumonia. We all knew the truth. She died from starvation. At Young Hee's funeral, I cried for the first time. Soldiers aren't supposed to cry. But that day I couldn't hold back. Young Hee, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. Staring at her cold face, I made a vow. I'm getting out of here. I'll expose this truth to the world. People like Captain Han, this rotten system, I'll bring them all down. That night, I made a critical decision. I'd steal classified operation documents. As the demolition operations officer, I had access to the operations room. Files containing wartime South Korean infiltration plans sat in there. Power plant locations, bridge coordinates, communication facility lists. If I brought these to South Korea, they could help. They had to. But a bigger crisis hit first. Spring of 2023, Captain Han summoned me again. This time felt different. Madness glinted in his eyes. Park Mi-seon, you've ignored me for 2 years. Today, I'll teach you personally. Captain Han dragged me to his private quarters. The door closed. Screaming won't help. This base is my kingdom. He grabbed my arm. I fought back with everything I had. Special Forces training paid off. I struck his vulnerable spots. While he reeled, I kicked the door open and ran. But I knew the truth. I was finished. Captain Han would never let this go. I'd face court-martial. Worst-case execution. That night, I stopped hesitating. I have to escape. I'll do it even if it kills me. Thoughts of my mother surfaced. Mother in Pyongyang. What happens to her when I escape? The guilt by association law would punish her too. But staying meant death. Captain Han would kill me. Summer of 2023, I began serious escape preparations. But deserting from a Special Forces unit was nearly impossible. Barbed wire surrounded the compound. Guards worked 3 rotating shifts. Being an officer made me even more visible. First task, steal the operation documents. The operations room stored wartime South Korean infiltration plans. Power plant coordinates, major bridge locations, communication facility lists, even maps of the Blue House area. This intelligence would be invaluable to South Korean agencies. The problem? CCTV cameras in the operations room. But I knew something. Electricity cut out frequently. The cameras often didn't work. Plus, the night security officer usually dozed off. Everyone lacked energy from hunger. One night, opportunity struck. A blackout hit. The entire base went dark. I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the operations room. Need to check documents during the blackout, I told the guard. My lieutenant rank badges did their work. The guard saluted and opened the door. Inside the operations room, I moved fast. Pulled out documents one by one. Photographed them with my phone. North Korea strictly controls phone usage, but officers received special permission. No internet access, just calls and texts allowed. 30 minutes. Hundreds of photos. My hands trembled. If they catch me now, I'll be shot on the spot. But I didn't stop. Young-hee's face flashed in my mind. Young-hee, I'll get revenge for you. I'll expose this system to the world. Next problem, the escape route. Musan to the Chinese border was only 12 miles. But landmines, barbed wire, and patrol units filled that distance. Special Forces training covered minefield navigation. But real situations differ. One mistake meant death. I found a broker operating near the base market. North Korea has underground networks that help defectors for money, of course. I gathered all my savings, 500,000 North Korean won. Not much in real terms, but everything I had. Help me get to China. I'm military, so it's dangerous. But I can pay more once we're in China. The broker looked me up and down. Military? An officer? Are you insane? If we're caught, we all die. But greed won out. Fine. But you owe me $3,000 once we're in China. Promise me. We set the escape date for September 15th. The base scheduled night training that day. Perfect chaos for slipping away. 2 days before, I started packing essentials. Map, compass, flashlight, emergency rations, and most important, the USB drive with the operation files. I wrote my mother a final letter, but I couldn't send it. Censorship prevented that. So I hid the letter deep in my barracks drawer. Someone would find it eventually. Mother, your unfilial daughter Mi-seon writes, please forgive me for leaving you behind. I can't live here anymore. The daughter you birthed and raised is going somewhere. I can live as a human being. Mother, if I survive and gain freedom, I'll work to see you again. Stay healthy. I love you. Tears wouldn't stop as I wrote. In North Korea, one person's defection brings punishment. Across 3 generations, mother, my older brother, even cousins, they'd all suffer because of me. But I had to choose. Stay and die, or escape and live? The night of September 14th, sleep eluded me. Tomorrow decides everything. Success means freedom. Failure means death. I thought of my father. He died 5 years ago from heart disease. Really, he died because we couldn't get medication. Father, I'm sorry. I can't fight for this country anymore. It's not worth protecting. Dawn of September 15th finally broke. Night training would start at 10 p.m. I maintained composure all day. Fear of someone noticing gnawed at me. But nobody caught on. 6 p.m., I took one last look around the base. 2.5 years here, where young he died, where I'd given my youth, but I couldn't stay anymore. At 10 p.m., night training began. My heart felt ready to explode. This is it, now or never. September 15th, 2023, 10 p.m., the moment of destiny arrived. Night training took place in mountainous terrain. We formed 5-person teams moving in different directions. I deliberately got assigned to the outermost team. Closest route to the border. 30 minutes into training, I told my team, "Members, hold on, need to relieve myself." I walked into the forest. Then I ran without looking back. Someone shouted behind me, "Lieutenant Park, where are you going?" I didn't stop. 44 pounds of gear on my back, climbing the mountain. Special Forces training paid off. My lungs burned, but my legs kept moving. Stop now and you die. Keep running. Keep going. Only that thought filled my mind. Maybe an hour of running? The broker waited at the agreed location. "You're late. Hurry!" He rushed me. We started running again, this time toward the border fence. The base had already sounded the alarm. An officer disappearing during training, they'd notice immediately. A pursuit team would deploy soon. I was racing against time. Around midnight, the Tumen River appeared in the distance. Black water glinted in the moonlight. Cross that and it's China? Freedom. But barbed wire and landmines stood between us. The broker stopped at the fence. "From here, you go alone. I'll show you the path from here. Follow exactly." He signaled with his flashlight. "See that big rock? Go left of it. No mines there." I moved forward carefully. Each step balanced life and death. Every footfall brought the same thought. What if there's a mine under this step? My palms dripped with sweat. Maybe 10 minutes of walking. Suddenly, voices behind me. "Stop right there!" The pursuit team. They shined flashlights. "Park Mission! We see you! Come back now!" Captain Han's voice. I ran faster. But you can't sprint through a minefield. Moving carefully yet as fast as possible. Gunshots rang out behind me. Bang! Bang! Bullets flew over my head. They aimed to miss, trying to capture me alive, not kill me. "Park Mission! Last warning! Come back or we shoot!" Captain Han shouted. But I didn't stop. I'd rather die here than go back. Going back means death anyway. Better to die moving toward freedom. Finally reached the barbed wire. The broker had pre-cut a section. I squeezed through the gap. My uniform tore. Blood dripped from my hands. No pain registered. Adrenaline controlled my entire body. The moment I cleared the fence, more gunshots. Real ones this time. Bang, bang, bang! A bullet grazed my side, searing pain in my arm. The bullet had scraped past, but I didn't stop. The Tumen River lay ahead. September's Tumen ran cold. I didn't hesitate. Dove right in. Water invaded my lungs. Too cold to breathe. I swam desperately. The river ran deeper than expected. My backpack dragged me down. Should I abandon the pack? But the USB was in there. The operation files. Couldn't abandon it. Behind me, the pursuit team reached the riverbank. Flashlights swept the water. "There! Shoot!" Bullets plunged into the water. I dove under. Bullets maintain deadly force underwater. But no other option existed. My lungs felt ready to burst. Just a little more. Just a little more. I kept swimming. Finally, my hand grabbed the far bank. I used my last strength to crawl up. Chinese soil. I collapsed right there. My whole body shook. From cold? From fear? I couldn't tell. Looking back, the pursuit team aimed guns from across the river. But they didn't shoot. Firing on Chinese territory creates international incidents. Captain Han screamed. Park Mission, you're finished. Your family is finished. 2. Watch what happens to your mother. Those words tore through my heart. Mother, she'll suffer because of me. But returning wasn't possible. I'd already crossed the river. Only forward now. I stood up and ran again, deep into Chinese territory, toward freedom. Maybe an hour of running. A Korean-Chinese man waited at the agreed location. Quick, get in the car! I climbed into the vehicle. The moment it started moving, I lost consciousness. Complete exhaustion. When I woke, I lay in a small room. The smell of disinfectant filled the air. Someone had treated my gunshot wound. The door opened, and a Korean-Chinese woman entered. You're awake. This is Yanji. You're safe now. Safe. Was I really safe? I was still in China. China repatriates defectors to North Korea. I wasn't safe yet. Life in Yanji, China, became another kind of hell. Superficially free, but each day brought constant terror. Chinese police raids, North Korean security agents tracking. Me, I lived like a rat hiding in its hole. I stayed hidden at the home of Mrs. Park Young-suk, a Korean-Chinese woman. She was in her 60s and helped defectors. Dear, never go outside. Chinese police conduct raids constantly. Young women like you face the most danger. Her warning chilled me. The room was tiny, less than 100 square feet in an attic. No window, no ventilation, but I couldn't complain. This place was my only refuge, keeping me alive. Mrs. Park brought 2 meals daily. Chinese food differed from North Korean cuisine. Oily, heavily seasoned. Hard to adjust at first, but hunger made me eat anything. Ma'am, thank you so much. How can I ever repay this kindness? She waved her hand. We share the same blood, don't we? North or South, we're all one people. Her words brought tears. Finally, someone treated me like a human being. At the North Korean base, they treated me worse than an animal. Here, a grandmother I'd never met risked her life protecting me. But peace didn't last. About a week later, Mrs. Park rushed in urgently. Dear, big trouble. Police are searching this neighborhood. They received intelligence about a North Korean female officer defecting. They're looking for you. My heart stopped. What do we do? My voice trembled. Mrs. Park stayed calm. Go to the basement. There's a hiding place. She led me to the basement. A narrow space existed there. Barely room for one person. Get in and hide. Don't make any sound. I contorted my body into that cramped space. Mrs. Park covered the entrance with boards from above. Total darkness descended. Maybe an hour passed. Footsteps sounded above. Multiple people. Chinese voices yelling. Sounds of doors being kicked in. The house being searched. I held my breath. My heartbeat pounded so loud I feared they'd hear it. You hid a defector in this house? A Chinese police officer's voice. Mrs. Park answered. What are you talking about? I live alone. A defector? If you're lying, you're coming with us. Where is she hidden? The search sounds continued. I prayed. Religion was forbidden in North Korea. I didn't know how to pray. But instinct took over. God, you probably don't even know who I am, but please, let me live and protect this kind woman. The police came down to the basement. I stopped breathing completely. Their footsteps sounded directly above my head. Nothing here. Let's go. A miracle. They didn't find my hiding spot. After the police left, Mrs. Park pulled me out. It's okay, they're gone. I collapsed right there. My entire body was drenched in sweat. Ma'am, thank you. Thank you so much. I kept repeating those words, but Mrs. Park's expression turned serious. Dear, even here is dangerous now. You need to move somewhere else. I'll contact a Korean missionary. They can get you all the way to South Korea. South Korea! My heart raced at those words. Real freedom. The Republic of Korea. A few days later, a Korean missionary came to meet me. Pastor Kim, a gentle-looking man in his 50s. Mission, you've been through so much. We'll help you get to South Korea, but it won't be an easy journey. You need to be prepared. I pulled the USB from my backpack. Pastor, I was a North Korean Special Forces officer. This USB contains top-secret North Korean operation files. Wartime South Korean infiltration plans, Key facility strike targets. It's all here. This must reach the South Korean government. Pastor Kim's expression grew serious. This is extremely important intelligence. Understood. We'll get you safely to the Korean embassy. From there, you can deliver this to the intelligence agencies. Preparations for the journey to South Korea began. I couldn't go directly from China to South Korea. China repatriates defectors to North Korea. Instead, I'd need to go through Southeast Asia. The route went through Laos and Thailand to reach the Korean embassy. But another crisis hit first. One November day in 2023, Mrs. Park rushed in frantically. My Sion, North Korean security agents arrived in Yeonji. They're looking for you. You have to leave tonight no matter what. North Korean security agents more terrifying than Chinese police. They wouldn't hesitate to kidnap defectors and drag them back. I hurriedly packed. I didn't own much. A few clothes and the USB. That was everything. That night, I left Yeonji in Pastor Kim's car. Outside the window, dark Chinese streets flashed past. Almost there, just a little longer, and I'll be free. But the journey wasn't over yet. The trip from Yeonji, China to Laos took 2 days. Through Pastor Kim's network, multiple people helped me. Korean Chinese, Korean missionaries, Southeast Asian, brokers, everyone united to help me reach safety. Arriving at the Laos border, I experienced tropical climate for the first time. Hot and humid, so different from North Korea's cold weather. But more striking was the atmosphere of freedom. People moved freely, conducted business, laughed and talked. Messian, from here you need to be careful. Laotian police sometimes take money to hand defectors back to China. The local guide warned. I couldn't relax. I still hadn't reached safety. After 2 days in Laos, we headed to the Thai border. We needed to cross the Mekong River by boat. Police raids intensified during daytime, so we left at midnight. A small boat glided across the dark water. The entire river crossing reminded me of escaping North Korea, like when I crossed the Tumen River. A life-or-death gamble. But this time felt different. I wasn't alone. People were helping me. The moment my feet touched Thai soil, the guide spoke. Congratulations, Miseon. You're almost there. Just need to reach the Korean embassy in Bangkok. Almost there. Tears came at those words. Such a long journey. Bangkok was 15 hours away by bus. Through the window, Thailand's landscape unfolded. Palm trees, rice paddies, golden temples. Everything amazed me. Nothing like this existed in North Korea. On the bus, I clutched the USB tightly. I have to deliver this. Young-hee's death, our suffering the world needs to know. That's why I survived. I arrived in Bangkok in early December 2023. The city dazzled. Tall buildings, bustling streets, abundant goods everywhere. This is capitalism, completely different from what North Korea taught. Confusion overwhelmed me. The Korean embassy stood in downtown Bangkok, a large building with the taegukgi flying. Seeing that flag, tears burst forth. That's the flag of the country I'm going to. Walking under that flag makes me a free person. But another obstacle waited at the embassy entrance. Among the crowds of Chinese tourists, suspicious people watched the embassy. Those are North Korean security agents. They're trying to stop defectors from entering the embassy. The guide whispered. How do I get past them? I worried. Pastor Kim made a plan. Me, Sion, tomorrow morning we'll go during rush hour. Blend in when it's crowded. Act like an embassy employee. The next morning, I wore a business suit and carried a briefcase, trying to look like an office worker. Pastor Kim and I reached the embassy entrance. The security agents glanced our way but didn't look suspicious. At the embassy gate, my heart pounded like it would explode. Now, I sprinted through the gate. Shouting erupted behind me. Security agents gave chase, but I'd already entered the embassy grounds. Help me! I'm a defector from North Korea! I shouted. Embassy security guards rushed over. Security agents chased to the gate but couldn't enter embassy property. You bastards! Come out! Come out now! They screamed, but I was safe. An embassy staff member led me inside. Are you okay? That must have been terrifying. You're safe now. At those words, I collapsed right there. All the tension released at once. My body lost all strength. I met with the consul. I revealed my identity. I'm Park Mi-seon, a lieutenant in North Korean Special Forces. I defected on September 15, 2023. Then I pulled out the USB. This contains top-secret North Korean operation files. Please deliver it to the National Intelligence Service. The consul's expression turned grave. This is extremely important intelligence. I'll report this to headquarters immediately. Mi-seon, the Republic of Korea will protect you. From that day, I lived at the embassy. A small room, but safe. No more running. No more hiding. Through the window, Bangkok streets appeared. Free people, peaceful scenes. Can I live like that now? A week later, National Intelligence Service agents came to the embassy. They reviewed the USB contents and were shocked. This is incredible intelligence. Complete wartime operation plans for North Korea. Mi-seon, you've made an enormous contribution to the Republic of Korea. I testified to everything. Captain Han's atrocities, human rights violations in the unit, sexual violence against female soldiers. They recorded everything meticulously. This testimony is also extremely important. It will greatly help expose North Korea's human rights situation. Late December 2023, I finally boarded a flight to South Korea. Heading to Incheon Airport, clouds appeared outside the window. Beyond those clouds lies the Republic of Korea. Real freedom. As the plane took off, I thought of North Korea. Mother, my older brother, my dead friend, Young-hee. I'll succeed and see you all again. Please wait for me. Freedom isn't free. Someone's sacrifice earned it. I won't waste that freedom. I'll study hard, work hard, contribute to making a better world. Today I look at the Taegukgi and make a vow. I am Park Mi-seon, a citizen of the Republic of Korea. I will protect freedom and fight for human rights. Until reunification comes, December 31st, 2023, I arrived at Incheon International Airport. The plane door opened. My first step on Korean soil, I stood there and wept. I'm free now. Really free. People stared, but I didn't care. Walking outside the airport, winter wind blew. But different from the cold in Musan, North Korea. This was the cold of freedom. National Intelligence Service agents guided me to a safe house. Mi-seon, you'll undergo debriefing for several days. Please cooperate. Debriefing continued for a week. Verifying my identity, escape circumstances, and, most importantly, analyzing the USB intelligence. I answered everything faithfully. These files show what operations North Korea plans during wartime. Major power plants, communication facilities, bridges, all the strike targets are here. NIS analysts were amazed. This intelligence has tremendous value for national security. Thanks to these files you risked your life to bring, we can anticipate and prepare for North Korean operations. After debriefing ended, I went to Hanawon. Hanawon is a resettlement education facility, helping defectors adapt to South Korean society. Many people from North Korea were there. All ages, all backgrounds. The first day's orientation, the education coordinator spoke. Welcome to the Republic of Korea. You are free people now. Nobody monitors you here? Pursue your dreams without limits. Those words brought more tears. Free people. Am I really free? Lying in bed at night staring at the ceiling, I wondered, is this a dream? Will I wake up tomorrow back in the North Korean barracks? But this wasn't a dream. This was real. Life at Hanawon was a continuous string of amazing experiences. Going to a supermarket, choosing items myself for the first time. Milk, bread, fruit abundance unimaginable in North Korea. Is this all real? Can you buy anything with money? I asked. Other defectors laughed. I couldn't believe it at first either. Sometimes it still feels like a dream. I learned to use the internet for the first time. A smartphone connecting anywhere in the world, unbelievable. I searched for North Korean news. The shock hit hard. Articles appeared, North Korean Special Forces. Female officer defection case, security agency major investigation. Reading the article broke my heart. My mother and brother were under investigation. Guilt by association. My family suffering because I defected. Mother, I'm so sorry. But I wanted to live. After 3 months at Hanawon, I settled in Seoul. A small studio apartment, but my first ever home. In North Korea, even homes belong to the state. Standing in that empty room, I made a promise. From now on, I'll live my own life, freely, with dignity. Spring of 2024, I began testimony. Activities with a North Korean human rights organization. I was a female officer in North Korean Special Forces. Today, I'll speak about the human rights situation for women in the North Korean military. My voice shook at first, but I thought of Young Hee. Young Hee, I'll tell the world your story. Your suffering won't be in vain. My testimony created major ripples. Interview requests from the media flooded in. North Korean female soldiers suffering sexual violence shocking. Hard to believe people like Captain Han still exist in the North Korean military. People's reactions gave me courage. By fall, I enrolled in university, law school. I want to study law to address North Korean human rights issues, to bring people like Captain Han to justice, and the system that creates such people. A late start at age 29, but I was happy. The university campus breathed freedom. Students freely debated, criticized, discussed their dreams. This is real youth. North Korea stole this from me. Sometimes anger surfaced. I can never get my 20s back, but I had to look forward. One day, a North Korean ministry organization contacted me. Mission, your mother sent a letter. My hands trembled. Mother's letter? The letter was brief. Mission, I'm so relieved you're alive. Mom is fine, don't worry. If you can live freely, that alone makes me happy. Live well and stay healthy. I believe we'll meet again someday. I love you. Reading it, I cried endlessly. 2025 arrived. I'm 30 now. A year and a half since defecting. I still have nightmares sometimes. Captain Han chasing me, failing to cross the Tumen River. But waking up means I'm in the Republic of Korea, where freedom exists. These days I volunteer helping defector youth. Ani, South Korean life is hard. I can't adjust. My juniors complain. I hug them and say, I struggled at first too, but we can do this. We crossed the Tumen River, remember? Last weekend, I walked along Cheonggyechon Stream, clear water flowing through central Seoul. Peaceful people. I stopped and looked up at the sky. Young Hee, can you see this? This is the freedom we dreamed of. How wonderful it would be if you were here. 20 million people still live in North Korea. Like Young Hee, like me, they're dreaming of freedom. I'll keep speaking out for them. North Korean compatriots, freedom exists here. Don't lose hope. Reunification will definitely come someday. When that day arrives, I want to return to Musun. Visit Young Hee's grave and tell her, Young Hee, we won. We gained freedom. Then I'll go to Pyongyang to see my mother. When reunification comes, I'll find Captain Han Chul-soo. I'll put him on trial. The crimes he committed, killing Young Hee, crushing countless female soldiers, he'll face justice. That's why I survived. Freedom isn't free. Someone's sacrifice earned it. I won't let that freedom be wasted. I'll study hard, work hard, contribute to building a better world. Today I look at the Taegukgi and make my vow. I am Park Mi-seon, citizen of the Republic of Korea. I will protect freedom and fight for human rights until the day of reunification.